Today I'm going to show you an at-home chemistry experiment that can be done with students of all ages. We're going to make some crystal ornaments. The supplies you need are some borax, which you can probably get from your local grocery store, a mason jar, some string, some water, and some pipe cleaners. So the first step is to get your pipe cleaners into the shape that you want your ornament to be. The only criteria is that it fits in the jar without touching the bottom or the sides. So you can make whatever shape you want. You can make a little spiral, twist a couple together, make a candy cane, got a snowman, a heart, a snowflake. I can take this opportunity to point out that snowflakes have 6 points, not 8, 6. It's because of the arrangement of the hydrogen atoms around the oxygen molecule and the angle with which they make to the central atom, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, 6. W for Woodman, whatever shape you want, so long as it will fit in the jar without touching the sides. So then, you're going to get some string and tie it onto the top of your ornament, and then you've got to position it. You can measure out the position of it in the jar. So I'm going to use a craft stick to hang my ornament into my jar. You don't have to. You could use a spoon, a stir, or whatever you've got kind of around the house. And I'm going to measure the length of my string so that it's below the lip of the jar, but not touching the bottom, not touching the sides. So this is a good size ornament. And I'm going to tie it right about here, maybe a little bit lower. Oh, I think I went too low. So that it dangles in the jar, again, without touching the bottom or the sides. Next, we're going to measure out our borax. I've got a fancy scale, so I can scoop out and weigh 40 grams of borax for my pint jar. But for those of you guys who are at home and have to use American measuring systems, it's about a quarter cup. The next step is to add hot water to my jar of borax powder. I like to use really hot water, not quite boiling. So kids, get your parents' help with this one. The hotter the water, the more the borax will dissolve. I'm going to fill my jar with water about up to here where it starts to curve in, but doesn't get as high as where the actual jar lid gets on. And then I'm going to stir it around a lot to try to get as much borax to dissolve as possible. It will be cloudy at first. It'll clear in a few minutes. If there's still a couple of chunks of borax at the bottom, that's fine. Then I'm going to suspend my ornament into the borax solution, and I'm going to put it aside and let it sit. The solution will clear up, like I said. This is one that I put together just a couple minutes ago, and it's already much clearer than the one that I just made. We're going to let these sit overnight, and in the morning we'll check and see what has happened. So it's the next day, and it looks like our borax ornaments have recrystallized very well. Because we let the solution sit for hours and it cooled slowly, it made these nice, big, clear crystals. So we just need to simply remove the ornament, and then I usually lay it on a paper towel to dry. And if they get a little bit stuck to the side of the jar, you can just get a spoon or a butter knife or something and kind of poke them out. And we just take all of these out. And let's take a look at one close up. There we are. Nice, shiny crystals that will look beautiful sparkling in your Christmas lights.